Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and as per usual now, I seem to be doing my haul video and my review video all in one, just getting one video out a week. Time is going to clear up for me, hopefully. Well, definitely, school this semester is almost over, so I'll have some time to get back into the swing of things, into video making and stuff for a bit. And then when summer semester starts, I'll only have 2 classes, so I'll have some time with that. And then also, I have a little bit of something that I don't want to say yet, because I don't want to compromise anything, possibilities or anything like that. So there's a possible something that could potentially free up my time, but I don't want to say anything yet. But the wheels are in motion. Just hopefully they go all the way. But if that happens, that's going to be really cool, and I'll be really happy about that. But yeah, you guys are here for a video, review dash haul video. And I have reviews first, and I'll have my haul for this week second. The reviews are for last week's books. And if you're unfamiliar with the format, I put timestamps down below so you can skip to any review you'd like, or you could just skip right to the haul. And I also have my books ordered in least like to pick of the week, least like pick of the week. But most of the time, and like in this case, all the books were very good, and I enjoyed them very much. So take that with a grain of salt from least to pick of the week. So we'll just get started right away with the reviews for last week's books. And first book I got here is Nightcrawler issue number 1. This book and the next book are really on equal plane because they were both good. They're both very enjoyable. I just kind of put them in this order. This issue, and I actually saw Nate's review, and it's kind of Dark Knight 40s. It's kind of influencing my review on this because I agree with some of the points that he made after I heard him say it. And plus, I read this book like last week, so forgive me if my memory on some of these books is kind of vague, because I've been reading these books over a week and not just like in one day like I used to be doing. Anyways, Nightcrawler, the first half of this book with Nightcrawler kind of sparring with Wolverine in the Danger Room was awesome. That like great interaction among characters, with Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and then the rest of the X-Men. I love that. Just getting to know everybody, even though I already know them, just getting to know them in the dynamic of this book is awesome. This is written by Chris Claremont, so he's got a good grasp on, what the X-Men are and who they are. So yeah, that whole aspect was great. The second part was Nightcrawler meeting up with an old love interest, and then like out of nowhere they fall into danger and they're attacked by some robot thing, and that's where the story's gonna progress from. And that wasn't as good as the start, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing Nightcrawler in action with characters I don't know, as well. And I also really like the art in this book. I just really like this book, even though the second part of this book was weaker than the first part. But that's because the second part is just getting the ball rolling for what this book, or for what this first story arc is going to bring. So I'm excited to read what's next, and happy to have this book on my pull. I love the Chris Samney cover. Just had to add that in there because I love Chris Samney art. And so that's Nightcrawler issue number 1. Short review on that. Um, this next book made me very happy to see it finally start impressing me beyond. Well, it's all right, and that was Thunderbolts issue 24. Um, Sorry, had something on my mouth. Um, this issue takes the Thunderbolts team to, I think it was Honduras, like some jungle in Honduras, asking for a favor for stuff. It's a Red Hulk mission, so there's a lot of hush hush and secrecy behind what's going on. Um, and they're kind of in this slum area with a bunch of killers and assassins and all this kind of stuff. And all the Thunderbolts are interacting with all these people while Thunderbolt Ross is kind of negotiating something with some old partner dash associate dash foe enemy of his, and pretty much it comes down to what makes this book great, and what I can't express in a review, is that the dialogue and the way things progress and how they progress is very smooth, and it's also very interesting, which has been a problem with the book, is that a lot of the dialogue wasn't even interesting. So, and things were just kind of either stale or whatever. But this actually had some pace to it, and actually was actually entertaining. So as events occur in this book, I can't really go into it too much because I don't want to bog down this review, but things progress very well, and it's actually got me excited for what's to come next. So Thunderbolts is staying on my pull for a while longer. I was thinking about dropping it, but we'll see how this goes. Next book is Deadpool issue number 27, this huge wedding issue, which is probably like one of my favorite covers ever, because for God's sake, it broke a world record for most characters on it. I want to address, I mainly want to address the main story of this book. And it's all about Deadpool getting married to a vampire that he met in that Deadpool Infinity comic that was online. That they were like, there was a free issue to it, and people, it was also said that this is gonna have, or that story was gonna have direct relation to, the main Deadpool title. I didn't read it. I was going to, but I just decided not to. And it's great to read. I'm figuring that it'd be great to read. But if you didn't want to read it, they fill you in, fantastically in this book. So you don't feel obligated. You don't feel like you missed a whole lot, because you've got the gist of what's happening, and you know that Deadpool is getting married to the person he's getting married to. And that's cool. I really, really enjoy that. Everything they did with that was a smart move. But this story, it's just a good one. It's like you expect something to go wrong because it's Deadpool, but in fact nothing goes wrong, and that's what makes this a good issue. Is that it's an issue where you can look at a Deadpool book and feel happy for him for once. And of course, at the end of this, there's like a cliffhanger deal. The events to transpire, and it's gonna look really bad. Like, it's looking like it's gonna be really bad for Deadpool. But just this issue itself, it's great to see Deadpool happy for once. And then the stories that follow it are all written by other writers and artists, and there's a lot of them. And they all kind of just tell the story of past times Deadpool's been married, or kind of married, or fake married, or things like that. Except for there's the main story, and then there's a second story that's kind of Deadpool's bachelor party, and that story starts as the second story, and then it closes out the book, um, which I really like because that bachelor party story, at the end of it, at the end of the first half of it, it's Deadpool going to tell about the past times he's been married, and then that's the rest of the stories. And then at the end of it, we actually have Taskmaster kind of warning Deadpool that this is not a good move for you to get married because whoever you get married to gets hurt. And that the way they closed this book out was very good. So this book as a whole, the other backup stories, there was some good ones and then there were some stinkers. That's just how it goes with these books. But other than that, I really enjoyed this issue. Next book we got really good surprise for me. Ghost Rider issue number 2. I'm glad that it's already just second issue and it's getting higher up on my reviews scale. This book was really good. Just depicted that kind of West Coast Chicano culture very well. Put Robbie in like a extreme situation, and we got the villain that we're gonna be seeing, Dr. Zabo, and he turns into Hyde. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the character. I had heard the name before and I had known a little bit of the concept, but for the most part the character is new to me. This was just really good. Like I read it a long time ago as well, so forgive me for not remembering everything totally, but just the way events occur in this book. We got Robbie chasing down the people that killed him in the first issue. Then we got some drug dealers that the drug dealers that stole and killed Robbie ended up dying themselves, and then that's when we get into the Dr. Zabo stuff, and just you have to read the book to really get the full feel of it. It's pretty graphic. This book actually is. Luckily, the artist Trad Moore has that less than real, that very animated style. Because if this was an artist that drew more realistically, this would be a gruesome book. This would be like a Max book, because it's just that intense. But I really enjoyed the art this time. It's grown on me a lot, to the point where I'm just fine with it. I'm really enjoying the design of Ghost Rider now, and yeah, it's just a really fun book, and I'm glad to see it be so good now. That's really all I have to say about that. Ghost Rider number 2 turned out to be a really good read. This next book is always a good read. And that's Superior Foes of Spider-Man, issue number 11. Don't know where Nick Spencer and Steve Lieber are. I think these past 2 issues they've not been on the book, and the story has not progressed. So, these past 2 issues kind of stand as one shots. This one, but they've all been good. This one was really cool. They go back to that Villains Anonymous, and none of the main characters are in this. We're actually following Grizzly for the first part, and then for the second part we follow the Looter, yeah, and so just some really Z-list villains, and they're all talking about how being a villain is not as appealing anymore because Spider-Man's gone over the deep end, and they all talk about being afraid of Spider-Man, and this is the Doc Ock Spider-Man that they're thinking of, and just their stories is so like crazy, so well written and drawn out, so well. Uh, Such a good book. Just the way these characters are characterized, it makes me feel like wow, this book is taking just villains that are again zealous villains and giving them actual characters and making them likable characters, even though they're villains, but they're so low level. They're such on a low level that um, it's okay to like them because they're almost average citizens. um, that's pretty much what it is. This book, it just really goes into that dynamics of the villains anonymous very well, and really entertaining. This book, like everything about this book is just really fantastic, and I'm liking that they're going into different villains other than the main villains because it gives me kind of hope that to see that they'll be doing other people. I just noticed that this issue is actually $3.99. Yeah, so I don't know why it's a higher priced issue, but hopefully they didn't just raise the price. Um, but I don't know. Anyways, this book really good read. Really, just I love it. This is one of the better books at Marvel. And then the pick of the week, which I consider the best book at Marvel, is Daredevil 1.5. This is the 50th anniversary issue of Daredevil, and there's 3 stories in here. First one written by Mark Waid, art by Javier Rodriguez. Second one, Brian Michael Bendis, Alex Maleev combo extraordinaire, and then the third one is I can't actually pronounce their names, but they're from an older generation of Daredevil writing, and all 3 stories fantastic. The Mark Waid story goes into Matt Murdock's 50th birthday and kind of lays down the groundwork. It kind of foreshadows what we're going to see happen in the actual book, like drawn out in the actual book, but it kind of foreshadows all of that. And there's characters that you're really happy to see, and there's characters we don't know, and then just such craziness happens in that book. Just I cannot ruin that story. Just know that it's so good. Like it's such a Mark Waid story too. It's such a Mark Waid Daredevil story. And that's all I can really say about it because you just have to read it for yourself. I do not want to go into any more detail than that. Second story as well. It's a Bendis story. It's a Bendis Daredevil story, and that means it's a great story. It's actually written as a letter with very limited art, but it's written as a letter from Matt Murdock's wife, and it kind of we followed this progression of how she met Daredevil, how Daredevil saved her, and then how she ended up marrying Matt to a really twisted turn at the end. Just a couple of lines, and the whole story shifts, and it's like I cannot even believe what just happened. And that's how that story ends. I can't go into any more detail with that either. But with the third story, it apparently back in the day, Matt Murdock had tried to fake an alter ego or fake a fake twin named Mike Murdock, and Mike proclaimed to be Daredevil, so Matt isn't Daredevil, and we kind of got this video from Mike, aka Matt, kind of being some goofball, and but by the end of this, giving Matt, giving himself some words of encouragement from the past, because the video was made in the past, and then Matt and Foggy are watching it in the future. So it's the weaker of the three stories, but without confusing y'all too much, it's a good story, and it's very entertaining, to say the least, and the art in all three of these stories are great. But that's all I can really say. I'm glad Daredevil is 50 years old, and here's to keeping on with the good stories. Long reviews, I'll do the haul very quickly. We're in the haul section of the video. I got 5 books. Only 3 of them were on my pull, and then 1 I picked up from the shelf because I want to buy it now, or at least try it out. But the first book I'm looking most forward to is Superior Spider-Man issue 31. That's an awesome cover, and this has got Peter Parker in it. That's all I care about right now. The book I'm probably looking forward to the least is Batman issue 30. Again, the same cover. I knew it was gonna happen. I guess I got 3 of them now, and I got a poster of it. Book I really love all the time. Nova issue 16, and I love this Beta Ray Bill Beta Ray Bill Nova arc. Really fun read. And then these next 2 books, one of them's a back issue, and one of them is from this week. And I was actually gonna pick up the 3 issues, but I couldn't find issue number 1 for it. My shop didn't have it anymore, and that is Miss Marvel issue number 2 and Miss Marvel issue number 3, which came out this week. I want to start reading this book. I've heard it's good, and it would be nice to get a female title in my pool. So I don't, I kind of want to expand my horizons, and I feel like this is a book that I really like. So those are the books for this week. 5 books. And yeah, if you are still watching, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.